Hello guys, welcome back to another video of an average programmer. Today we'll solve LeetCode's daily challenge problem 2415, which is reverse odd levels of a binary tree. And what you need to do is that you need to swap the values in every odd level. How are we going to be identifying an odd level? So we will have a recursive function in which we will be incrementing the value of the level every time that we are going down. So we will start at 0 because the instruction says that we should be counting the levels 0 indexed. So for this example, let's say that 2 is at level 0, 3 and 5 is at level 1, 8, 13, 21 and 34 are at the second level. So we have 3 levels, but they're going to be 0 indexed. So let me explain what we're going to be doing. The first thing that we need to do is to create a recursive function in which we're going to be storing the values of the nodes per level. So we will have a bidimensional array. Let's call these array levels, and we will be pushing the values to its corresponding level array. So that's what we're going to be doing at first. Then we will have a recursive function too, but this function is going to be for updating or changing the values of the nodes every time that we are at an odd level. So let's start coding. The first thing that I mentioned that we're going to be doing is first we will create a bidimensional array called levels. So for this, I'm just going to be instantiating an empty array, and that's for levels. Then we will call 2 recursive functions. The first one is going to be for filling the levels array, bidimensional array, and the second is going to be for updating the node values. Okay, so I'm going to be creating these functions inside the main function. This is because I want to access to the levels variable. So this is going to be for just filling the levels array. So I will be calling this function traverse tree. So every time that we, this is not going to be returning anything. We're just going to be filling the levels variable. So every time that we want to use our recursive function to traverse a tree, we will need to pass the current tree node that we're going to be checking. And we will also pass the level, which is going to be of type number. We will first send 0 as the level variable, but this is going to be only the first time that we will use the traverse tree function. Okay, so when we will stop when there is not a node to process. So we will stop right here, and if we have a node value, we're going to be just checking if I have an array for that level in my levels variable, then I want to push the node value to that array. So I will check if I already have an array for that level in a specific. If that's the case, I'm just going to be pushing the value. So I'm just going to push the node.val. Here we can say that we will have a node val because we are passing through this if statement, which means that we will have an instantiated node. Okay, so in the other case, we will just create an empty array for that level, levels, and we will just say that it will be equals to an empty array. So after doing this, I'm just going to push my value to that array. So we will just say push node val. Okay, then we will increment our level variable because we will be going downwards. So we just need to increment the level variable. So I'm just going to call again my recursive function, and I'm going to pass the left value of my tree, and I'm going to pass the level again. So let's repeat that with our right child. So we will just do this. Oh, child, no, right. And that will be all. So we need to call this with our root node, and we will start at level 0. Okay, so when we finalized the usage of this function, we will have information in our levels array. Okay, so then we just need to create another function for changing the values of our nodes. So I will just say assign value. I will call this function as assign value, and I will pass also the node that we're going to be processing and the level, which is going to be a number. I don't want to return anything for this function, so I will just say void, and we're going to follow the same instruction as the traverse tree function. If there is not a node, we can just stop right there, and we will just say if my level is odd. For doing that, I'm just going to be using the moth statement. So if this is different from 0, that means that is an odd level. So I'm just going to be updating the node value. So I will just say that node val is going to be equals to levels in that level, and I will pop that value. So that's for this if statement, and we will just be calling this recursive function again with our left child and our right child. So let's call this function again, assign value, and that will be it. So let's call this function, which is assign value, and I will pass my root node, and again we will start at the level 0. So this should be enough for changing the values, and I will just need to return the root. Okay, so let's just look at the code and try to see if there is a problem. Levels pop, node left level. So this is looking good. So let me just run so this is already accepted. So if I submit my answer, this should be passing. Yeah. So this is going to be a linear time complexity, because we are traversing the tree twice. So that's considered also as linear time. So the time complexity for this should be order of n. Yeah, it is. So thank you for watching this video, and let's see you in another one. Bye.